say about that? Right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I will be recording the lectures. I will be putting them online. Okay, keep that in mind. And I will share them with you. You keep on asking questions. Now remember, as far as spreadsheets are concerned, I will be doing some advanced functions with you. These functions indirectly can come in the exam. So it's important for me to do with you. Do not depend on the book. Don't depend on the book for the practical. I'm telling you, the book does not contain everything. There have been questions in the practical that are not there in the book. You have to read the syllabus very carefully. For example, the syllabus says that you should know how to use the text functions. They have not mentioned which sort of text functions or which category of text functions you should know. Now it's up to the teacher, the instructor, to lead you towards this and teach you all the text functions that can be or are in the syllabus. Datetime function, same case. For example, the dative function, very important, dative function. There are also other functions. So let's not prolong this more. I can share my screen with you.
Will you use Excel only?
Yeah, I'm just going to use Excel. I'm just going to use one of my pre-developed software thingy that you might call it, that I used to teach. Okay. Initially, I just want to see you. Adesh, one of the most important thing beta will be that you have to be honest. Honest in the sense, I always tell my students, honest is the best policy. I should know where you stand. Okay. And you should tell me, Sasaim, I didn't get this. So just let me know. And Adesh, what do I tell my students in the class all the time? Might have heard as well. Your grade is my grade. Adesh's grade is Sasaim's grade. You end up with a A grade, I will be happy with that. And obviously it counts to me as well. Okay, so when I take the responsibility, I do take it. For me, every student is my student, so I have to take the responsibility, right? So you need to make me proud at the end of the day, and you will do that. Right?
Yes.
Good boy. How's your theory? I don't know. We'll look into that afterwards. Okay, somewhere in the middle, I look at your theory as well. Okay. And we'll discuss that out. Okay, so I will share this with you, this file with you. It's okay. Now, I can just pause this for a while because I don't want this to go into recording. Adesh, you have the access to my website, sirsaim.com and mrsaim.com, the password?
Yes.
You have the password?
Password? No, I just have access to your website.
No, you need the password because if you go to mrsaim.com, you cannot access all the resources. I will share with you the password. Okay.
Okay.
Please don't share the password with anyone else. It's only for you.
Of course.
The reason being is near the exam, I will share some very important questions which will be uploaded on the website, and I will ask you to do those. You get the point? Okay. Right. So we'll work on that. Okay. Anyway, I'll just resume share. So here we go. You can see my screen clearly.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So basic functions, since I'm just going to test you, ask you some various questions. Well, as far as your count is concerned, the count function that we have, what does it do?
The count function, I'm pretty sure it counts how many cells are that have values in them, so non-null values.
Absolutely correct. How many cells have values, have numbers? So count will not count everything. It will only count the one that have numbers. And this is why we have count A. And count A basically does what? Count A will count the cells that have everything, which means alphanumeric, numbers, letters, whatever. But one thing that count A will not do for us will be, it will not be counting the null value for us. I'm sure you know that. And what do I mean by null value? A blank. So if I delete this, you see it's counting me 4 because that's a null value. But remember something very important, that if I put a space over here, it says 5 because space is a character. So when we refer to the two characters, you have a space, and space tends to be a character. Space is not a null value. 0 obviously is not a null value. We should know that. The reason why I'm emphasizing on this is because even in databases, we will stick to the same rule, okay, about space being a character. So if I obviously go back and if I delete, let me just backspace and if I delete space. So here we go, right? I think so. I mistakenly did not. So let me delete. So I can use blank A. Blank A can be used to count the blank or null value. Do you know that, right? The blank.
Sorry?
Count blank. I'm referring to count blank. Count blank is used to count all the cells that have blank. So there's one cell that has blank value.
Yes. Yes.
Now, since over here, for example, yeah, that's the name. That's how you spell your name, right, Adesh? So
Yes. Correct.
I have over here in this range, I have Adesh and IT. I want to count how many cells have text. How do I do that?
Count A. Is that the one that you just did?
Yeah, but count, it will count everything. It will also count numbers and text both.
So okay, I don't know what the function is.
No problem.
Count text.
There's nothing as count text, my dear. But you do know. You do know, and you'll say, oh my God, really? You will simply subtract count A from count.
Okay.
How's that? You just gave me the answer. You started by saying so. So obviously, if you count from everything, only the numbers, what is left is either alphanumeric or text. You get the point. Now, this is the way the examiner tries to see where your knowledge actually is. We will talk about multiple things again and again. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
Okay, right. So fine. You know about max. I will come to Countif and all that afterwards. You know about max. Remember, understanding the question is one of the most important thing, obviously. So whenever the examiner talks about maximum, highest, tallest, thickest, whatever, we're talking about max. And whenever the examiner is talking about the minimum, the shortest, the whatever synonym we're talking about, the examiner means the minimum. Obviously, you know that. So again, one of the most important thing, Adesh, over here is that we need to focus on the question. I always tell my students that it's very important that you spend at least 5 minutes, read the question, read till the middle of the paper. Do that. Because at times you will see some of the points are mentioned afterward and you will realize it, oh, this is what I was supposed to do before. So if you read the question ahead and then you start your work with ease, you will be doing really well. If you try to go really fast, you're not running a race. There's no point of going so fast. Why? Go slowly and when you will be doing really well. You get my point. And you might have noticed this, especially in databases, that they have mentioned some of the points in point number 5 and 6, and you realize that, oh, I was supposed to read the entire question. I'll solve it within, you will know it. So anyway, let me go to count because I want to discuss. You know what does Countif does? I'm pretty sure.
It's conditional count.
Conditional counting, absolutely. So no problem with this, right?
No.
Like I said, it's my first class with you. I have to see where you stand. Once I have an idea, probably we can speed it up. Okay, tomorrow. So you have conditional counting, where, for example, I won't refer to this right now. I'll just talk about, let's say, Countif. Let's say Countif. I'll select this range, and within this range, I would say is comma. In double quotes, I'll write greater than 1450. So what happens is I get 4 values within this range which are greater than 1450. Am I right? I'm using count. No, but the point is that I have to put the double quotes. You see over here, I need to put these double quotation marks. Why? Excel will not accept it. Now this means you will be saying then Sir Simon, how will we remember all this? How do I know where to put the double quotation marks and where not to put one? Well, I'll give you a rule. I'll tell you a rule. And the rule goes for databases as well. The rule says that whenever you have a criteria in any function and you are using wildcards or comparison operator, you need to put them in double quotes.
So does this only apply for wildcard or comparison?
Absolutely. Only for these two.
Okay.
And it's used for databases as well. Not only for... Okay. So whether you're using Sumif, whether you're using some ifs, whatever, wherever we will deal with the criteria, that's what we will do.
Okay.
We need to remember this. So here we go. We get this. So less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. You are not going to forget this. Now, again, one more question that I will ask you, and you will be able to answer me. I want you to tell me that, okay, there are 4 cells over here that are greater than 450. You agree with me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how will you display this? That what percentage of cells are greater than 450? How can I do that?
Will you not do Countif, that amount that you get from Countif, then divide that by the total amount for count, and then times 100?
You're genius, man. Well done. Well done. First impression is the last impression. So you've done that. I'm glad. Here you go. Absolutely correct. All I do is, and then I multiply it by 100. Well done. This is what we do. And this is what data analysis is all about, to check your analytical skills, how fast you can think. Okay. And this is what a student has to do. Very well done. Okay. So then we have is this. We have the wildcards. So wildcards represent that, for example, if I want to find all those that start with is I get this A star, and you know that what it means. So all starting with,
you can have anything after the A.
Very good. And do you know what does the star represent?
Isn't that the wild card that you can have?
Yeah. What does it represent? What does it represent? Yes, it's the wild card.
I don't know.
Yeah, it represents all the 256 characters that we have. Alphabets uppercase, 0 to 9, and then you have different symbols. If you combine them all together, you have 256. So when I type A star, it actually represents that, okay, it should begin with A, and whatever character is appearing after A, I'm not concerned. Whatever and how many times they're appearing, it's not my concern. It should begin with it. That's my concern. And the same case is that if I want to find something that ends with M, I would type a star M. Right?
Yes.
Agree? And in the same case, if I want to find any name that consists of M, what do I do?
Don't you put a wildcard on both sides?
Excellent again. Very well done. Yeah, good. Very well done. Very well done. Absolutely correct. You should go for a distinction, my dear. Okay. You should prepare for that. Very good. Okay. Excellent. I'll try to prepare you for that. Obviously, in A levels, you can do that. You will be preparing for A levels, right?
Yes. A level I'll write in October, November, and then AS will be in May, June.
You should, obviously, okay? And you can aim good. Anyway, but don't grow confident, please. Okay, don't think of my praising you. Oh, fine. Yeah, okay, right? I'll be testing you really well, and that's the way it goes. Anyway, we'll talk about this later on. At times, you really have to praise a good student so that it pumps you from inside and says, okay, I can do that, right? Okay. So Adesh, I need to talk about more functions over here. You know about the and the or?
Yes, conditional.
What do they do? Yeah, one second.
Yes. So they're conditional operators. So you can use them for many things.
Have you ever used them with an if statement?
Yeah, I mostly use them for if statement.
Yeah, for example, if I talk about this, can you have a look at this one and can you tell me what have I done? Yeah.
If or so if it's if the A2 cell is blue and no, I'm not sure, sorry.
No, you are. Try again. You are.
Okay. So
yeah, I have the if. In the if, I have the or. This is my OR statement.
Hmm.
And what does the one and do? What is this saying?
The AND says that both conditions have to apply for the statement to be correct.
It means both should be blue.
Yes.
And what does this say?
This said that both should be red.
And then what does this comma say? What does this comma say?
Are these your two?
It's for the OR. Yes.
Are those your two conditions for the OR then?
So you answered me, which means either both should be blue, okay, or either both should be red.
Okay.
In that case, displaying my color. Otherwise, displaying no color. So in the OR, I'm using and, comma, and. Yes or no?
But why do you use and, comma, and then?
Because I'm saying is my question was, if both are blue, and both cells are blue, or both are red, then display my color.
Okay. Okay. So because you put the and, it allows you to put two conditions then.
Yeah. So inside OR, I have comma separate values. Inside OR, I have comma separate value. So this is my one value of my OR. This is the other value of my OR. And if I go inside the particular statement, it's and, which means both should be red or both should be blue, but they're separate to comma, and this comma is for
okay. Okay, no, I get it. Okay.
So if either of them is true, my color appears.
Yes. So you have 4 conditions, and then you need either 2 of them to be correct simultaneously.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, this is very important. I'm telling you that.
Yes.
Okay, you will be doing more my activity based on this very soon. Okay, I will tell you do some activities. Okay, and we will work on that. Okay, anyway, let's continue. So that was this function. Okay, you have done Countifs, right?
So I don't know the difference between Countif and Countifs.
Okay. So Countifs again very important. You know what this Countif does? For example, if I were to count how many of the female scored more than 60%, you need to count the rows. Countif is just for one column. You get my point?
Yes.
So I'm referring to multiple columns over here. So if you have to count from multiple columns, what do? Use Countifs. Are you following me?
Okay, so it's multiple conditions.
Multiple conditions. So it's the criteria range 1. The first criteria range is this female. That's my first criteria range, comma. I'll type over here is female. Okay, comma. Then I'll type the second criteria range, which has my score, comma. And here I go. I have 60%. So I'll refer to 60% since and enter. So it doesn't. Oops, why is it saying 0? No, not 60%. I would say greater than 60%. It says there are 4 values. Let's see. I have female, 63. Female, 78. Female birth rate line, no. Female 70, yes. Female, yes. No. So yes, 4 values. Let's
both conditions need to apply simultaneously.
Yeah. Let's add a third one. So the third one is, and they should also opt for English. So I select another range, another column, and I'll type over his English. So I'm filtering it out more.
Okay, so yeah, you have 1 and then.
Yeah, so I have over here is English. So which means is 2. So yeah, there are 2 that female and English and score more than 60%. You always note down things in your regular classes as well?
Yes, yes.
That's very good. That's very good. Okay. Right. And say, you know what Sumif does? Let's recap.
Yes.
You know, right? So Sumif has a range, a criteria, and a sum range, and it basically sums up the respective strings and their values together. Agree with me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So if you know what SUMIF is, then probably you should also know what SUMIFs is.
Okay, then it's
yeah, that's very
multiple conditions.
Absolutely. And let's have a look at it. So one thing that is a bit different in some ifs is, you remember in some if we used to specify the sum range at the end, if you can recall. In some if the sum range was coming at the end. In some ifs it says, can you provide me with the sum range first? Then you can do your work, whatever you want to do. So I provide the sum range first. Fine. Then what I do is I type the criteria range 1, which is this. This one, and it's criteria 1. Then I specify the second criteria range, which is the north range, and comma north. So it basically sums up all those records where it's 1 and north, and I get the total sum value. You get my point?
Yes.
But the only thing is, we are just providing the sum range first, and criterion, just like the Countif thing, it goes the same way. No difference.
Yes, I understand. Yes.
But obviously, coming up. So in the same manner, if you have SUMIF, you also have is average if. Remember that. You can also calculate the average. So SUMIFs, average ifs, same thing. You know what average if is, right? You know what SUMIF is, and you know what average if is. Adesh?
You'll find the average of specific set of values when those values.
Absolutely. So average if
conform. So.
Yes, exactly. Right. Excellent. Okay. Right. You know about the splitting string function, the mid, right, left. Obviously, the
mid, right. Mid, right. I know about right and left. I don't quite remember mid.
Yeah, it's quite the same thing. Obviously, left extracts from the very first one. Right extracts from the right hand side. Okay. Yes. And if you want to extract from the middle, you'll use is the mid, which means if we want to, or let me make it clear. If you want to extract from the second till the second last, you use mid. From the second to the second last. You don't extract the first or the last one. You have left and right for that.
So they did 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Or they did 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then, what does the 5 represent there in the mid value?
Okay, just hold on. Let me give you a better example of that. For example, here is EM45UT67. Now, this is your ticket number. Okay, this is your ticket number, and you need to find out is your seat number. And you need to find out is, let's say, the flight number. And the examiner says that seat number is basically 1, 2, 3, 4 is the 4th and the 5th character. I repeat, the seat number are the 4th and the 5th character. So I know I use mid for that. And I will refer to the ticket number. And the examiner just told me that the 4th and the 5th, which means I will go to the 4th. And I need to extract the next two. The next two, which means the 4th and the 4th and the 5th. If I would have written 1, I would have simply extracted 5. But if I want to extract is the 4th and the 5th, I write 2. If I write the 4th, 5th, and 5th, I write is 3. Which means
so it's from the 4th character you want X amount of.
Absolutely. Okay. So and then we will find the flight number. Let's say your flight number is your 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3rd and 4th. So again, I use mid. I want to refer to a very important point because this is why I'm giving this example as well. Obviously, you got it. So I'll say is if I want to get 4, 5, what do I type? If I want to,
you want to get 4 and 5.
yeah, I want to get 4 and 5.
So you'll type 4 and then you'll type.
So 1, 2, 3. Will I not type 3, comma 2, my dear?
Oh yeah, because you start counting from 0.
No, we don't count from 0. We're referring to an array as in programming. We're starting from 1. It's 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so you want the 3rd and 4th character?
Exactly. 0 is only when you refer to an array. We're not talking about arrays. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Now the important point that I wanted to discuss over here was, do you see this 45? Where is it appearing? It's appearing on the left-hand side. When you note something, if I type 45 over here, yeah, I just typed 45. Look over here. What is it? 45. What is over here? 45. Is this 45? Is this 45? No, it's not 45. This 45 is extracted through a function from some other value. You get my point?
Yes.
It is not 45, but this is 45. What I'm trying to say is that numbers in spreadsheets will always appear, not only in spreadsheets, numbers in spreadsheets and databases will always appear on the right-hand side. That's a strict rule. They have to appear on the right-hand side by default.
Yes.
Now, you can't say that, so you know what, I can turn it towards the left. No, I'm not referring to that. I use the default. So even in databases, while you import a TXT file into Access and mistakenly you converted price into text, the price will appear on the left-hand side, not on the right-hand side, which means you will not be able to do any runtime calculations on the price, so you'll have a problem. We'll refer to that again once we go there. So what I'm trying to say is, I will have a problem with this once I use VLOOKUP and stuff like that. Now, how do I resolve this issue? How do I convert this into a number? For that, we use is value. I'll just type value over here. And after typing value, you will see is, as soon as I do so, my 45 is appearing now on the right-hand side by default on its own, which means now it's a value. It can be treated as a value.
Okay.
This is a very basic point, but very important point. Okay, right. For our exams. Okay, right. I can go back now. So this is string function, and obviously you know how to concatenate. There are two ways we can concatenate. We can use concatenate, and
you could use the AND.
Absolutely. In concatenate, you can write, for example, is this, comma, this, and both will be joined together. Or the other way is you can use is an operator, which is that you could refer to this and use the ampersand this. Okay, so you can use the ampersand. And if you want to put a space in between, you could put a space and use the ampersand. Right?
Yes.
And if the examiner, we have to be very careful when we read the question. Okay, we have to read the question. If the examiner emphasizes on the fact that you have to use a function, then go for concatenate. Okay?
Okay.
And if you write a formula, you can use the ampersand. Okay? Formula can include a function and a formula. But when the examiner says a function, we have to remain within a function. Then that's something important. For this, I would like you to do something. Do you read the examiner report?
Which report?
The ER, the examiner report.
Yes, I've read a couple of years.
Yeah, you should read the examiner reports at times. Okay, you will get a very good idea that what the requirements are. Okay, you will know that what are the more common mistakes, what that we should be avoiding, and so on and so forth. Anyway, let's go back. So, right. I need to discuss. So you discuss mid, right, left with me. I will discuss more of the text functions with you. We work on that, which are really important. Now over here, Adesh, I'll use a find and a search function for you. This is a very important text function that you should know, a searching function. So what does find do? Find says that what you're trying to find. Okay, I'm trying to find capital M. Okay, right? Comma, from where? From here, Sai Mashur. I click over here. And you want to start from where? I want to start from the very first character. I enter. It says 6. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So it says 6. It says 6 because capital M, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the space, and capital M is appearing in the 6th location. Can you see that?
Okay.
Right. So find as what? Find tells you the numeric position of a character within a string. That's a string. So it tells me the numeric position of a character within a string. Agree? It does.
Yes.
Perfect. Then what does search do? Search is a bit different because search does is I use the same formula, the same thing for search and says,
Sorry.
okay, M A1 1. Okay, one is to start from the first character, by the way, when it's the start number. Okay, so in case of search, why is it giving me 4? Because search is not case sensitive. Search is not case sensitive. You see, it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I just found M. Here you go. But no, I never asked for small m. Why are you giving me that? Because search doesn't know that. Because it doesn't work through the ASCII code. Find works through the ASCII code. And you know what ASCII code actually are. Every character has its own ASCII code. Okay? At the rate of sign has 64 and so on and so on. So A has 65. So that's the reason why they work in a different manner. Now, you know why the reason I did discuss this with you? Because there's a very important question that I will ask you, and we'll work on that. Let me just delete this. Right. I'll write your name as well. That's how you start, right? Right. Now, can you tell me, Anish, how do I get the first name?
You just put I instead of L. That's fine.
It's L, right? Okay, it's
yes.
Bansal.
Yeah, Bansal.
Bansal, right? Bansal. Okay, but Anish, how do I get the first name?
How do you get the first name?
How do I get the first
name? Wouldn't you use left?
Can I?
Oh, so you would try to. Yes, so you would use the find formula to first find the numeric position of the space, and then use that numeric position to use in left to.
Have you done this before? Have you done this before?
Sorry.
Have you done this?
No, I've not done this.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Very well done. You answered it right. I will use is left, and inside left, I will refer to this text. I don't know the number of characters I need to extract. So one thing in common in all the names is the space. So if I'm able to find the space, location of the space, I'm done with my job. And I know I can use find for that. Find can help me to find the numeric position of space. So I want to find out space over here, starting from the first location. It does that for me. There you go. You answered it perfectly right. Now, this is what we are preparing for. These are the questions that examiner is preparing for you. Okay, this is something really important. Right. Now, I'll randomly keep on discussing different functions with you. Okay. I'll keep on randomly going, but these all what I'm doing with you better. They're really important. I'm telling you that. The workday. Okay. So what's the workday function? Okay. So text, date function, we will discuss all of them. Okay. Like I said, they did not tell us what type of date and time functions are in the syllabus. We need to discuss most of them, which are important. Workday function basically does is, for example, you have to work on a project and the project will take, let's say, 10 days to complete. So you start the project on the 1st of January. It's here the start date. You say, you know what, I need 10 days to complete the project. 10 working days, I'm sorry, 10 working days, not days, which does not include the holidays and the weekends, you know that.
Yes.
So do I have any holidays in between? You can even specify that, comma, holiday. So I can say, you know what, 3rd and 4th are the holidays as well. So here you go. we will land up at 17th of January. Why is that so? Because when I started from first, I added 10 days to it. I added 2 weekends, which contributes to 4 days. Now, how does it do? It will look up the calendar itself, this function. We don't have to worry about it. It will look up for the calendar and we'll see where do we have a weekend and adds 4 to it, then adds the 2 holidays to it, and we'll end up at 17. Excellent. So for 10 days, it's perfectly fine. What if you have to find out 72 working days? You can't do it manually. This function is very, really important. Fine. Okay. Now, the holidays that we're referring to, if you get a question in your CIs, the examiner will give you a separate a sheet or whatever where the holidays will be. All you have to do, you select the holidays and you get this. You get my point?
Yes.
Right. Same way, while you're doing this, while you have noted down what workday does, you should also know that in accounting, your workday starts from 1 and 1 is Sunday. Do you know that, right?
Yes.
Sunday is 1. Saturday is 7. Saturday is 7. Sunday is 1. Monday is 2. Now you can see over here is I simply I have written weekday A2. A2 I have the date. So it tells me that the 31st December 12. 31st December 12 basically was on Monday. Was Monday. And 12th January was basically Saturday. And 3rd February was Sunday. You get my point. But how do you know am I right? How do you know what I'm saying is right? I'll tell you. If we use text function.
Sorry, can you just explain that to me again, the weekday function?
The weekday function basically just tells you the numeric value of the day of the week from 1 to 7.
Okay, okay.
From 1 to 7. Where does it fall?
And then Sunday is 1.
Sunday is 1 exactly. So I was just trying to prove that what I'm saying is right or wrong. I was just trying to prove that. So if I want to prove that, you can ask me to pause at times if you want to note down. Okay, there's no problem with that.
No, it's fine.
Okay. So you see over here, I can use text. By the way, text is used to format the date and a time mostly. So I can refer to this value and in comma I could write is 4Ds. Can you check? Is it right? What I said?
See. Yeah, Sunday is 1, Tuesday is 3.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
So text function did pick up 2 from here. And this obviously was going towards the date. So basically, it's indirect referencing, I would say. But it just told me that if I use text function to convert into a day, it tells me 2 is Monday. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Right. So text function can be used to display anything. Like if I used, let me use it here. Let me just elaborate this point. For example. I can have over here, this is my date and I want to convert this into DD, MMM and YYY.
Yeah.
So I get this, right? And then if I want is a full day, I write 4 Ds, okay? And if I want full month, so I write 4 Ms, so on and so. Now you might be saying, we could even do this. I could right click, I could go to format, I could come here and I wonder why can't I do this? No, when the examiner says that you have to use a function, you have to use a function. Whenever you have to format, you have to format. When they ask you for the format and you use a function, you don't get the marks and vice versa. So you have to read the question carefully. You get the point? You get my point?
Yes.
This is the same case as, for example, if I have is 3.565, okay? And if the examiner says that you're supposed to format this into the nearest whole number, I would simply go to format cell and I will come into number and I will simply do this. Am I right? This is what we'll do, right? Perfectly fine.
When formatting, yes.
We didn't right. But if the question was related to formatting, but if the question was that you're supposed to convert it um, into a whole number using a function, I would either use int, that's one of the way, is equals to int. And if I use int, what happens? Here it is. This is what I get. Okay. So this is a function. And note something that if I change this into 3.11, it's still 3. And if I write 3.99, it's still 3. Fine. We should know what I'm talking about. And if I use round, then what is round? Round basically does this. If I type this and if I say comma 0, 4. Why? Because it was 3.99. Okay, let's change this into 3.11. It says 3. This means round is quite intelligent. Round knows where to round it down and where to round it up. But you know what? Your int forcefully rounds it down. int does not round it up. Did you get my point?
Yes.
This is very important because one of the paper that we will do of AICT, this specific point was targeted.
So int will truncate the number basically, and round will round it up.
Okay, maybe you might have attempted this paper. There was this that truck drivers are required, and how many truck drivers will be required. Okay, so obviously you can't have a half driver. Okay, so you will obviously round it up.
Yes.
Okay, we'll attempt the paper. You'll have more idea about it. Right. Anyway.
So then wouldn't you do +1 and then
exactly.
Int?
You did that paper, this means.
No, it's no. Just
yeah.
That's what I thought you would do.
That's what we would do. We would add +1 exactly. That's the other way. And if you're not doing +1, then what would you do? You could use round. +1 you will do if you use int.
Yes.
+1 you will do if you do int.
Yes.
In round, I don't have to +1, then I can +2. You get my point. It will give you one extra value.
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay. So here we go. By the way, obviously, let me just refer to this. I'm pretty sure you know it. There is round up as well, which forcefully rounds it up. And we also have round down, which forcefully rounds down. And this is also important because maybe we have to forcefully at times do it according to a particular scenario. So we talked about format, we talked about int, we talked about round, round up, and round down. These are the 4 methods that we can play around with decimal numbers and converting them to whole numbers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right. Okay. You know how to use lookup, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. You know how to use HLOOKUP as well?
Yes, HLOOKUP is just
and
VLOOKUP, but
you also know that I could copy this and I could probably come here and I could transpose this as well. I transpose now this into horizontal fields, and if I can copy this again, I can copy this again, and I could transpose this again, right? Paste options and transpose again. So I can keep on transposing.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so you have to transpose at times. Okay, the being is if you get a database question, remember that they always say that you have to analyze your spreadsheet files first.
Yes.
Why do you have to analyze? Because it's a spreadsheet files, the CSV files, the TXT files may have some errors or problems that we rectify before we import. For example, if this file was given to us, can we import this into Access? We can import it into Access.
Yes. You can import as Excel file.
But no, what I'm saying is, just this particular data. I have this particular data in my spreadsheet. If I import this into Access, will there be any problem?
No. The
Think over.
yeah.
What do database represent the most distinctively as compared to?
Oh, sorry. The field names are on the left or on the y or on the
The first row.
on the side.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The first row has to be the field names. So these are not mine. I need to transpose them. Unless I don't transpose them and save it again, I will not be able to import. I mean, I will not use the word. I will not be able to. I'm importing the wrong spreadsheet. There's no point of
Yes, you
importing.
got the data incorrectly.
Absolutely, and you cannot go and transpose in Access. Again, I will not strictly use the word. You can, but that will be a very lengthy procedure.
Yes.
You can, but it will not be that easy. Right. So analyzing your spreadsheet before your database importing and all that is something really important. And not only database, even in spreadsheets, it's important. I'll talk about, since we are still referring to text function, we will refer to. Let me just think of more important. Oh, have you done index and match, by the way?
No.
Index and match, no?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Very important. How can we not discuss this? Okay. What is VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, by the way? They're search functions. Are you sure about that?
Yes, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. It's in the name. Vertically looks up and horizontally looks up for certain values, and it will return corresponding values.
Absolutely. You will catch up this very fast. Index and match is a way to work two-dimensionally. It's a 2D array, 2D vector array. If no, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, they basically have what they have is one lookup value. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
The one lookup value. Yes. And luckily, okay. So over here, I have two lookup values. One lookup value is this, second lookup value is this. And what do I get? Well, look over here. I use index. Index says give me the array, then give me the row number. Just look at the syntax, the row number. Okay, if I give the array and if I give the row number, let's say if I say row is third, and then give me the column number is third, it gives me 444. And then if I write over here is 2, 1, I get it. But this is not the right way. How can I every time enter the numbers? There should be a way that if the user enters the week and the month, automatically they intersect and tell me what the sales amount is. You get my point?
Yes.
So it should pick up October over here, wherever it is, and where week 3 is. So how do you do that? For that, there's again an independent function, which is very important, which is the match. And what does the match do? The match does is, match says, okay, what are you trying to match? Okay, I'm trying to find out October. Okay, fine. And where do you have it? In which range? That's the range. Okay, fine. Comma, and I would like to 0. 0 means I want to find out the exact match. And I enter. It tells me that October is in the 10th position in my array, in my range. So match
numeric position
within a range. Okay, match tells me the numeric position of a data within a range.
Okay.
Do you get the point?
Yes.
Right, excellent. So this means if I use another match over here, again I have B4. B4 has week 3, and then I use this range and comma 0. So it tells me the numeric position of week 3 in this range. Perfectly fine. And if we integrate this over here, just give me a second. Let me just do it. So I select first of all the array. Now I want the row number, so I use match row number. Since we know match will do what? It will find me the numeric position of a data with a range. So for the row, that's my row lookup value. That's my range for my row range, comma 0 for the exact match. Then I want the column. I use match again. And this is what I have. This is the lookup value for my column lookup value. This is the range of my column lookup value and 0 for the exact match. Here we go, I get 511. So this is two-dimensional searching. You get my point?
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah.
Now,
So you used match to get the numerical positions and then use the numerical positions in index.
Whenever you get a question where you have to, where a grid spreadsheet has been provided to you where you have values in the rows and the columns, the question is about index and match.
Okay.
We will be attempting two papers tomorrow. I will be attempting two papers with you tomorrow. This is from the previous syllabus and very interesting paper where index and match has been used. Okay. Today I will send you the list of papers. Give me like 2 hours, please. Okay, I'll send it to you. The list of papers that we have to finish. Now, Adesh, we have to follow the timeline. And I'm pretty sure from my first meeting, I find you as very responsible. And I believe whatever task you will be completing those on time so that we can see your time. Okay? Because right after that, I need to assess you. I need to let you know where you stand. Then we start with another module and we do and so on. That's the way to go. Right? And this one of the most important things before I end the class today is whenever let's say you're busy, you will let me know before time when I'm busy. Can you class the time? If I'm busy, I will let you know before time.
Okay.
You wait for me and I wait for you, and we waste each other's time. We will do that.
Definitely.
Definitely, exactly. Okay, so we follow the strict rule.
Okay. So I wanted to actually ask you,
Sure.
because I was not aware about Pakistan Central Time and Pacific Time, but
Right.
for Saturdays and Sundays, so like this is almost like 8. This is like 9 p.m. for you. So I'm available for an earlier time on both Saturday and Sunday if you would like that.
What time? What time PST?
So South Africa is 3 hours behind Pakistan.
Okay.
PST.
3 hours.
So
3 hours. Okay. Behind.
yeah.
So this means right now,
Yes.
if it's 9 o'clock over here, it's 6 o'clock over there.
6 o'clock in South Africa. Yes.
Okay. So Saturday and Sunday, no problem. I mean, 6 to okay, 9 PST, 10 PST, no problem. We can have the 9. I have a class at 10:30.
No, I was saying we can do it earlier. So
you want
as in- yes, because that would be more convenient for you. I was thinking.
Yeah, sure. No, it's okay with me. It's okay with me. You look at yours. It's fine with me. But let's one time table. I would prefer that. But if we
Yes.
have to, like I said, if you're busy somewhere, I'm busy. We need to have the class next day, but no problem with that.
Okay.
There's no problem with that. Okay.
Okay.
I keep on doing with my students. I'm flexible. The point is, I have to be flexible, and that's the way it goes.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So no problem with that. So tomorrow, what time? You all have it decided? 9 p.m.
So I believe we decided, yeah, 9 p.m. PST.
That's perfectly fine.
Which is yeah.
We'll meet at 9. And tomorrow, my target will be that I would like to solve some of the AICT papers with you, and just want to see how it goes. At least 2 papers.
Okay.
I want to attempt 2 papers with you. Okay.
Okay.
Then I will give you the list of papers and I'll tell you that these are the next 10 papers you have to do. And wherever you can't do it, just let me know. We'll discuss it. Right?
Yes.
Okay. But we have to actually follow the same rule. Right, dear? Okay. Nice meeting you for the first time. Okay.
Thank you. Same to you.
The first impression really went very well. I'm glad.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
glad as well.
All the best, dear. Take care. Take care. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Same to you. Bye.
Okay.